Hey everybody, I'm Rob with Anderson Barbecue Supply, and today we're going to be talking about Smokin Brothers Pellet Grills. So today I want to give you a quick overview on Smokin Brothers Pellet Smokers. These smokers and grills are made in Southeast Missouri. They are American made by a family-run company, and they produce a quality-made, quality-built pellet smoker. So first I just want to talk about the steel that they're built with. This is 12 gauge steel, and when you lift the lid on these guys, you're going to feel that difference. What that means to you in cooking, especially up here in Minnesota, is that during the winter, you're not going to be running through any extra pellets. 12 gauge steel is nice and thick, so it's going to give you that heat retention to keep the heat in and the cold air out. Next thing I want to talk about with these smokers is their front load hopper. This is a 20-pound hopper, so already you're at more than most other brands who have an 18-pound hopper. So you can fill this bad boy up and let it run all night, 18 hours, even 20 hours probably if you were doing a low and slow cook. Their lid is wrapped around on all sides, and I've cooked on this personally at my house in thunderstorms and have had zero problems with moisture or water getting into the pellet bin. The other thing I want to point out, and then you can't see on the camera right now, but the slope of their hopper is made so that you're not going to get any sticking spots. The other hoppers that are side hoppers that are a little more upright sometimes tend to have pellets stick on the walls. These ones are designed specifically so that doesn't happen. The kind of added benefit of a front hopper also is that you have this extra shelf here, and if you have young kids at home, this area here isn't getting hot during your cook. So you can have your young toddler running around and you're probably going to be okay. The next great feature on these pellet smokers that I want to talk about is their insulation. So on the firebox, so from here down all the way around and underneath, it is double walled and insulated with fire rated insulation. What that means again is that the wind, cold, rain is staying out of your firebox. All that heat is being retained inside. If you notice, you have a center stack, smokestack here, and that is to promote even distribution of the air within the cooking chamber. Their lid is also specifically designed to promote that airflow, and with a center fire pot in these Smokin Brothers pellet grills and a center stack, you're getting a really even cook no matter where you put anything in this smoker. The other week I cooked 2 briskets, put them up on top, and they cooked exactly the same. So that's another great feature. The frame here is completely welded. There are no nuts, bolts, screws holding it together, nothing to retighten. If you're moving this in and out of a garage, around your patio, or in and out of your truck like I do a couple times a year, that frame is solid, it's not going anywhere. They also put 4 casters on here. All the casters are fully directional and fully lockable, which means that if you're on a slope, you can lock these off and you're not going to have a problem either. Another great function, if we move to the inside, is these porcelain coated racks. They're 1/4-inch racks, and with the porcelain just promotes even heating. You do have an upper rack that comes with the grill. It is an easy slide out, so there's no picking it up, moving around, and you can add a second rack as well and really increase your overall cooking space. You do also have extra space on the top, so if you're doing multiple chickens up here and whatever on the bottom, you got plenty of space to do it. The grill from inside to inside is a full 24 inches. This is their small size, their Premier Plus 24-inch. They also have a 30-inch and their big guy, the 36-inch. It is exactly the width that it says. So no need for guessing in square inches or anything like that. If you're curious, front to back on all their grills is a full 32 inches. So 32-inch depth and then 24, 30, and 36-inch wide. Another feature up here is a safety latch. You can move that over if your lid is going to be up for an extended period. We did an event where we were displaying this grill and it happened to be very windy, and I didn't put that on and boom came the lid, which scared a lot of people. Luckily nobody got hurt, but I actually use that more often than I don't now, just for safety purposes. There is also a side port here for your plug-in. You have your PID controller. You have one meat probe that you can fish in through the side. Their new 24-inch models actually have probe ports on both sides. Their 30s and 36s, I believe, just have one side right now. But their controller also is awesome. You're going to get your set temp on the bottom, your actual temp on the top if you're not using the probe. There's some other great functions on here too where you can increase the speed of the auger if you want to, or they have a grill function where if you're opening this lid a lot at a high temp, it'll keep those pellets moving. The cool feature about this controller that I really like is up here we do a lot of cold smoking of cheese, cold smoking of eggs, salmon. There's a fan-only function on the Smokin Brothers Pellet Grills that you can turn the grill on with just the fan, so no heat. You could put a pellet tube in here or a smoke box, close that lid, smoke your cheese, and you're going to get good convection moving through. You're not going to get that stagnant smoke sitting on your food. Like I said, I personally cook on one of these 30-inch grills at my house, and I've moved it around. I go back and forth from the store here. I use it without any hesitation in the middle of the winter. Speaking of winter and cold weather, their grease bucket is actually on the underside of their grill, and what that means is their grease trap is straight down, and once it crosses the exterior of the grill, it drops out into that bucket. If you have an exterior leaning grease slope, that can cause grease dams, and grease leads to fire, which we don't want. So that's a cool other feature that they have on their grills. They also have some front holders here for their grids, and you can also buy a accessory side rack. Either side, you can put them on both sides if you want to get that extra space for setting things down, like your beer. I probably have missed a few features on this grill, but there are really a lot that are really dynamite. It is a solid grill. It's nothing fancy to look at. They don't have any super fancy artsy features, but it's a smoker first and foremost, and that's what it does. One other thing that people always ask is, can I cook burgers on this? Can I cook brats on this? And the answer is yes. They have actually come up with some Heatwave technology is their terminology, and what these are heat deflectors, and you can take these guys, put them right here under your grate on the front and the back of your grill, and that's going to promote heat distribution right across the grates from up and under that heat diffuser. So if you put those on, your grill's set at 450, you're going to get more about like 500, 525 right on that grill grate in front of those heat waves. And if you add a set of aftermarket accessories like the grill grates or a grill grate griddle, you can get even hotter. So you can sear things in here. It is doable. Like I said, their top temp that I found personally is about 450, 475. Once I throw some grill grates in there with the heat waves, it's more like 550, 575, which is definitely hot enough to sear a steak, cook some smash burgers. You could cook eggs on it, lots of different things. So we try to stock these all the time at Anderson Barbecue Supply in Vadnais Heights. If you've ever been wondering about a pellet smoker, come down, take a look. Especially these guys, take a look at the quality of build. We'll answer any questions you have. Or you can take a look at them on our website, AndersonBBQSupply.com, or SmokinBrothers.com as well. Take care.